All right, so our first chord, E flat major 7. Let's just say we started here. All right. And then we've got our C7. All right. Now, here's what I'm thinking next. All right. Now, what I did there was I kind of tried to stay in the same spot. I didn't want to like do this thing where I play the, what we do normally is we play the chords we know and we go. You know what I mean? And I'm trying to use better voice leading than that. And I can do that just by staying in one place more or less. It's better at least. Anyway, so what I've got here is a first inversion of the F minor. So I've got my index finger on the 4th fret of the E string. Yeah, and then my ring finger on the 6th fret of the D. My middle finger on the 5th fret of the G. And my pinky on the 6th fret of the B. Yeah. And next we have... What's that? Oh. Oh yeah, we could. We've got these two notes, so if we wanted, we could change a note. Like maybe I'll add, instead of having that third twice, maybe what I'll do is I'll make it an 11, and then I have... Yeah, I put my pinky on the 8th fret. And now we have an extension, and that way we don't have a redundant note, you know? So, I mean, if we did it this way, we'd have our E flat major 7, C7, F minor, 11. That's really pretty. But now continuing, if we have next we have a B flat 7. I'm going to try to stay more or less in the same place for voice leading's sake. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do this. And what I've got here is I have our B flat 7 third inversion. And there's an easy way to see this, which is basically that, boom, just a regular B flat 7, you know. But then I move my root down to the 7th. And that makes it third inversion. Yeah. Just to make sure that we got on the same page, I got the 4th fret of the low E string, the 6th fret of the D string, the 7th fret of the G string, and the 6th fret of the B string. There we go. And we've got our redundant note here. So we could, if we wanted, make it, we could make it the root. So it'd be like this then. So I just moved it up. I took our shape and took the D string, moved it up a whole step. So that would be the root of our B flat chord. Cool. And now that's actually kind of interesting, because if we took our F minor 7 to our B flat 7. Oh, we're getting close to that sacred sound that I like so much. Yeah, it's going to be that F minor is the 4th fret E string, the 8th fret D string, and then the 5th fret G string and 6th fret B string. And then we go to the B flat 7, third inversion. Like in vanilla voicings, you know, we'd have like our F minor to B flat. And this is like, That's what we naturally do all the time. This would be up here, F minor to B flat as triads. If I make the 7, it's like this. So what we've got would be the first inversion of the F minor to the third inversion of the B flat, like that. But then, to avoid the redundant notes, we added the 8th fret on both of them, on the D string, which makes that an F minor 11 chord, to a B flat 7, third inversion. Okay, and next we have a pretty important chord, because this is a 5 chord. Next we have our 1 chord, so you could do this in a whole variety of ways, maybe like this. And that's just I did an E flat bar chord, but I'm doing it second inversion. So I've got the 5th on the 5th of the chord on the E string, which happens to be the 6th fret. Cool. And so that gives us this really cool voice leading where we got. Now we have a redundant note here, so we could move that up if we wanted and make it a 6. But I want to do something else. I actually want to lower. I want to create a kind of counterpoint, a kind of contrary motion, where our high voicings are going like this. Our high voices are going like this. That's what's going on with our high voices. So I want to make our high voices are going up. I want to make our bass, our lowest voice, go downward, so I can kind of create a little more independence between the lines. So instead of going up, I'm going to go, oops, I'll make it the 11. And then I'm going to go like that. And I think that's the prettier option. It's also the smallest movement, down a half step. And so that gives it kind of a powerful voice leading. Yeah, so I'm doing that E bar chord, but then I'm thinking, well, we got the second inversion where we play the 5th on the low E, but what I want to do is I want to move it all the way down to the 3rd fret, so it'll be the 3rd of the chord. And I do that bar on top of it, so it's a pretty big stretch. And so now what we have is this. Yeah, it's really pretty.